All right, thank you for joining me. So we have a CGC unboxing. Oh, right, there it is. So I will cut this open. I'll cut this open and I'm going to put it down on the floor and I'll pull the books out one at a time. So you have to bear with me. I'm going to try to say what I thought the grades were and what they came back at. And actually, this is an interesting box because I did have them crack open some of the cases and press them and then regrade them. But I'll see in a second. Put this down. And then let's start pulling the books out. Okay, so this box has 23 books. There are 23 of them in here. Okay. So let me do this here. All right, so here's the first book. All right, so I'm gonna try to get this glare out of here. Okay. All right, so here's the first book. We have Transformers #1, and this is a Canadian price variant. So this book was very interesting, but I don't know if you can see on the cover. Can you see that the color is very different than the regular Transformers #1 book? Looks like some of the color came off or something like that. So anyways, this came back an 8.5. This is a Canadian price variant, so not a bad grade for this book. I did not know it was going to come back at because of the color fading. And I don't even know if it's color fading or if it's printing. But anyways, so I predicted around an 8.5. So I think that the color fading didn't really affect the grade too much. All right. The next book. All right. So we have Uncanny X-Men 134. So what is this? Phoenix becomes Dark Phoenix. So I thought it was a very fine plus, which is 7.5, and it came back 7.5, so that's good. White pages, so that's kind of nice. Okay, let's see what we got next in here. Oh, this one has the invoice. And I'll try to pull off the bags. All right, so this one, Uncanny X-Men 222. So this is the direct edition. And this one I thought was going to be a 9.6, and it came back a 9.6, so that's okay. We have X Factor 24. I thought this one was going to be a 9.8. It came back a 9.6. So I'm going to have to study to see why it came back a 9.6. Oh, this one. Okay. So this book is Power Pack #1. This is a Canadian price variant. I thought this was going to come back a 9.8, but it came back a 9.6. Now, all of these books were cleaned and pressed by CCS. So I did not clean or press any of these books. So my predictions were based on what I thought they should be after a nice clean and press. So you know what? I see a spine stress right in the middle. And you know what? There wasn't a spine stress on this book. And the problem is, my worry is, because the spine stress is right in the middle of the book, that maybe at CGC they grab a stack of books, before they're graded. And when they grab them, they're going to grab them in the middle. And when they do, they might put the spine stress in the middle. So I think that's what might have happened to this. All right, we have Classic X-Men #1. So a newsstand edition. I thought this was going to be 9.4, and it came back 9.4. So that is fine. That's okay. right, next one we have the Thing number 1. This is the Canadian price variant. 9.4, thought 9.4. It came back off white to white pages. I did not know that, or I didn't even think of that, to be honest. But if you look at the pages on the side, you can see that they are a little bit off white. All right, so this one is an interesting one. So this is Amazing Spider-Man 298, and I had this graded in 2007, and it came back at 9.4, and I didn't have it cleaned or pressed back then. And I looked at it, and I thought, after a nice cleaning and press, this should come back higher than a 9.4, but it came back exactly the same, 9.4. So I'm going to have to examine this closely to see if I could have done a better job. So kind of disappointed with that one, of course. X Factor number 6, Canadian price variant. So this one I did not know what it's going to come back at because of that. And if you can see that, the whole book is chipped in the top right corner. And it came back at 9.2. And that's what it said in the grader's notes. It said that it was chipped in the top right hand corner. But you can see what's disappointing is, can you see that white spot? There's some darkness in the white there. Like, I could definitely get that off with an eraser, but supposedly they clean before they press, but that's so easy to get off, and I can't believe they didn't get that off. All right, Superman Annual number 11. This is Canadian price variant as well. So I sent this to CGC or CCS to get it cleaned and pressed, but it came back a 7.0 because there's still some tape residue on here. And I didn't know. I thought they could get that off for us, but obviously they couldn't. So I might have to crack this open and clean this book myself and resend it. All right, we have the Saga of the Swamp Thing, number 24. This is Canadian price variant. I thought this was going to be a 9.4, and it came back a 9.4, so that's okay. All right, Uncanny X-Men 221 Direct. I thought this was going to be a 9.6, 298, and it came back a 9.6. Okay, so we have Marvel Tales number 1. This is Canadian price variant. I thought that this should come back at 9.8, and it came back at 9.6. So I'm very disappointed about this one because I thought it was an easy 9.8 with a nice press. So I'm going to have to examine why. So in my last videos, I talked about that I'm not happy with CCS and the job that they do, and I'm never going to use them again. However, I couldn't stop some of the books that I've already sent there to go through that process. I tried to, but they said they can't stop it. So these are some of them, and I still have probably like 80 more books to be cleaned and pressed by them. So you'll see some more videos in the future. But this one, I'm super disappointed. All right, Booster Gold, number 1 Canadian price variant. I think in my last haul, I had a 9.6 of this one. This one wasn't as in good shape, and I thought it was going to be about a 9.0, and it came back a 9.0 because there's multiple color breaking spine stresses. All right, so we have Thor 337 Canadian price variant. I thought this one was going to come back a 9.2 to a 9.6. The reason why I didn't know is because at 9.6 is because there was some distribution ink on the back of this book, and I got some of it off, but I kind of ruined the gloss a little bit, so I didn't know how hard they were going to grade it on that. So this is actually, I'm very happy with this result. All right, G.I. Joe #1. So this one was an interesting one as well because this was a 9.4, and I had them crack it and press it because I thought it definitely could get a great bump, but it came back at 9.4 again, so I just wasted more money. Uncanny X-Men 221. This is a newsstand. I thought this one was going to be a 9.8. Came back a 9.8, so very happy. The newsstand one came back a 9.8. All right, we have two of these books actually. Thor 338. I thought one was the 9.6, and I thought the other one might have a chance at a 9.8. So this one is 9.6. And here's the other one, and this one came back 9.6 as well. Okay, here is another book. So this is Amazing Spider-Man 138. This is a 30-cent price variant. And this was another one of those books that I had graded 12 years ago. So there was no cleaning and pressing back then. And when I looked at it, I thought, wow, this could definitely get a nice bump if a nice press was done. So I had them crack it open, press it, regrade it, and it came back 9.8, exactly the same. So I'm definitely going to have to examine those to see if I can do a better job. But we will see. We will see. All right. This one also was a very interesting one because um, this is Punisher #1, the limited series. This is Canadian price variant. I thought the book was basically perfect, except there was a spine roll. The spine was a little bit rolled. So I thought with a nice press, it would be a 9.8 or possibly a 9.8, but it came back a 9.6. So I'm going to examine this one. If I think I can press it to a 9.8, I'm going to crack it open. Okay, we got two more books in here. All right, we have Justice League #3. So this is the Superman, I guess, test logo variant. And I thought this one was going to be maximum 9.6. It came back to 9.6. So I'm pretty happy with that. All right, this is the last book. New Mutants 26. This is a Canadian price variant, the first appearance of Legion. I thought this was going to be a 9.4. Came back a 9.6. Off white to white pages, though, but it's okay. So pretty happy with that result. So overall, these books, I think, for me, this and the Punisher #1 were the biggest disappointments. I thought they both should have been, or I thought this one was a 9.8 for sure. And I thought Punisher had a good chance of being 9.8. So I'm going to have to really check them out. But the definite plus was the Thor 337 that came back in 9.6. All right, thank you for joining me, and I will definitely have way more CGC books coming back, so please hit the subscribe, and I will see you again soon.